Alright, and we are back for round 3 of the 5Ds tournament. I've got myself a drink of water, so yeah, I'd recommend you guys grab yourself one as well. And I figured out who my favorites, well, who I want to win each round is, more than my favorites. So first up, we've got Rally versus Taiyo. Well, Team Taiyo. We had Taro fight last time, so we'll let someone else take the lead. If I'm being honest, I would rather see Rally win this one, because I don't want to be sat through a heap of best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5 Team Taro duels at the end. So we're going with Yoshizo here. Taiyo. Let's go. Here's hoping Rally takes the win, which, to be honest, he should have a fairly easy time doing the win. He's got like a stall burn deck against the... I mean, to be fair, one stall beatdown, one stall burn. So they're both stall decks. But Rally doesn't really need to attack most of the time to do damage, since burn damage is big. Plus, I'm actually kind of surprised that Rally didn't get eliminated round 1, but... We saw weirder things in the GX tournament. Man, early defender's mind goes hard. The other issue for the Team Taiyo deck is that they need to have a face-up level 1 monster in order to get that. Like, to get the consistent... Well, sorry, to get to Zushin. But, obviously, if you have it face up, then Turbo Rocket can just blow it up. So it's kind of impossible for them to find, like, a good, easy way. I mean, Scrum Force. Half take it back. Yeah, Scrum Force means that they can stop their stuff from being destroyed and stop the effect damage. But seriously, if you don't, like, actually summon one of these things face up, you're just going to deck yourself out, Taiyo. Well, Yoshizo. Yoshi. So, hand-holding Genie basically means that, like, you can flip summon your monsters now if you want to. Okay, the question here is... What are you doing? Oh, Turbo Booster. That adds up, actually. Okay, so you're just getting rid of hand-holding Genie. Draganian. Okay. Are you going to try to bait out the attack and then use Defender's Mind to just do big damage, huh? That's a lot of attack position. Level 1s. Let's see if I'm right. Is this to bait the Defender's Mind? Is that right? It will actually be genuinely impressive if the AI thought that far for once. Not because the play is especially impressive itself, but more just because, like, the AI never thinks it moves through that far. No! What are you doing, then? Scrum Force, Pinpoint Guard. Why'd you swap everything to attack position, then? Man, the AI is being especially bad in this match. Okay, so Pot of Avarice. I mean, you've got Pinpoint Guard there, so that's better than nothing. Especially since Rally doesn't have anything that's bigger than 2,100, so they can still, like, score a win here. But they've made some very bad plays. And that was another really bad play. But to be fair, there's no other monsters in the graveyard, so... Okay, going for a draw 4 there. Okay, draw 6. Go down. Draw 8. What are the odds, man? This is not going to work out well at this rate. Both these two are just playing so badly. Neither one of you deserve to get through this, man. But that just means that you lose that face down removed from play card forever. Like, it doesn't come back next turn. So here's hoping that wasn't Zushin or something equally good. That's Handhold and Genie. Honestly, the rate he's going, he is going to deck himself out. Like, even if, like, nothing happens to that monster, he no longer has enough cards in his deck to get to Zushin. Why do you attack? Oh, Turbo Booster. You need to stop doing that. Turbo Booster is never worth it. But yeah, he no longer has the time to get to Zushin and hit the game. I'm wondering if, like, the 3 Team Taiyo characters actually have different AI. Because if so, Yoshida may have just lost this for his entire team. I will say at some point I'm going to do a Tag Force 6 tournament with, like, the animations turned on and everything. And at that point we'll get to see, like, maybe Team Taiyo manages to pull something better than this. But we'll just be using the default decks that they have in Tag Force 6. Which I have to admit is an absolutely excellent game, by the way. Alright, so next to no cards left in deck. Your opponent's still got a ton of life points. You've not got any burn cards on the field to actually win. I find it really hard to believe you did not draw Diffusion Wave Motion in all that time. Yeah, that's game. Cool. Rally takes the win. Thank God. We do not have to deal with a best 2 out of 3 Taiyo situation. Next up, we have got Jose versus Fake Atlas. Strong preference towards Fake Atlas. But, being honest, Jose's... Honestly, they're both good. Oh, who's in the red corner? Jose is in the red corner. Cool. Yeah, to be honest, they're both good. I would rather see Fake Atlas win, because then he goes up against Rally. And I think that's just a better duel than whatever we get out of Jose and Rally. But then, who knows? Like, Jose's deck is based around healing and... Yeah, you know what? I'm fine with either winner. Big Jack. Fake Atlas. Alright. This is a vibe. Okay, so big piece hits. Supply squad. Kind of a waste of a needle sealing in my mind, but I guess it gives you the ability to attack. I don't think I'd have recommended using that on top runner there, just because I don't think you've got any level 3 non-tuners at all. But I mean, you get it back, and it's now a level 4. I genuinely didn't know that's how that worked. I thought it destroyed itself. Yep, medium piece. So out comes Red Damon's Dragon. The question is, do you have Scarlet Security? Oh, God. Oh, no. The big granule. That is game unless you've got Assault Mode. Oh, what were the odds he had a core face down, right? Assault Mode. Okay. It buys you a turn. It doesn't save you, unfortunately. But you do escape it this turn. And then if you've got Scarlet Security. Scarlet Security. Ooh, with a Destruct Potion. That was a bit of a waste, but... Medium piece. Do you have small piece? Okay. Grand Core comes out. He's gonna have a way to destroy it. He's summoned in attack position. Big piece comes out. Another big piece comes out. No way. Does he not have a way to destroy it? Then why summon it in attack position? RDA would have destroyed it by card effect if you left it in defense. Quickly flash back in with the Malice token. I want to clarify, I know I said I want Fake Atlas to win, but I don't want him to win like this. And he sacrificed the RDA to do it. It's kind of funny to think about, like, we call it RDA in English, but in Japanese it's probably RDD. Oh, that was such a waste of so many cards. You know what? Jose doesn't deserve to get to the quarters. He doesn't deserve to be in like the big champion tournament I do. Couldn't even wait until the battle phase. No cards on hand, no cards on field, 150 life points. And looking down the face of a Red Damon's Dragon. I was about to say, if that was core, that could have been a turnaround, but nah. Jose just takes L there. And honestly, he misplayed so tragically badly. But that does mean that we get to see Fake Atlas in the quarters, which means he makes it through to the Champions round later. Next up is Divine versus Normal Jack. I'd prefer Jack to win as opposed to Divine, but Divine is in the red player's space, which is where Jack normally prefers to be. Where is Divine? Is he right at the bottom? Yeah, he is. So it's very likely that Jack just dead draws here because, you know, Vice Dragon. To be fair, I think it's just Vice Dragon who's on this one. But basically all the Cyber Dragon-esque cards that, like... Oh, it's right there. Cyber Dragon-esque cards that, like, would place themselves on the field, are level 5, all that, are not available from the get-go. So you can entirely possibly just draws a heap of Resonators, sets the Resonators, and is left without tuners. Let's see how it goes. He did set a Resonator. Specifically, he set the Resonator. The Dark Resonator. Okay, so Pyramid Turtle. Okay, he's going for Endless... No, he's not going for Endless Decay here. That's silly. And imagine how good the Endless Decay would have been here. You can still get to it, but, like, Divine can't... No, he can't. Never mind. Chaos King Archfiend. Chaos King Archfiend. Okay, so Safe Zone actually is huge. I don't know if Divine has a way to get rid of Chaos King Archfiend now. And thanks to Chaos King Archfiend's effect, it's not the easiest to just attack over. For anyone wondering, I gave Jack Safe Zone mostly because canonically he adores his Red Damon's Dragon, and he will not let that thing be destroyed unless, like, he is cornered and cannot help it. I probably don't need to explain half as many of the things I do, but you're watching my tournament, so... Okay, so Divine's on his Destiny draw. Oh, right, it gets treated as a tuner monster, doesn't it? Thought Ruler Archfiend. Ooh! Miracle Synchro Fusion. That's probably what his Destiny draw was. Ultimate Axe and Kicker. I'm not even gonna lie, I actually did give him Ultimate. He should not have Ultimate Axe and Kicker. I recognize he shouldn't. It's cool. I gave it to him. Deal with it. I think this is definitely Jack's win. Divine's Field Spell does let him, like, use Psychic Monster's effects without the cost, but... Yeah, that Safe Zone just went so hard. Can't believe of all the cards to come in clutch, it was Safe Zone. Okay, so Jack takes that one. So far, I'm actually batting 100 out of 100 for who I think is going to win. Next up is Lucciano versus Darkside Akali. I want Kali to win so that I can have Jack Atlas versus Kali. I cannot lie. Lucciano is in the second player position there, so he gets the extra card draw. And if I'm being honest, I actually think he's got the edge. Like, if you were to ask me normally who I think would win, I think I'd say that Lucciano is probably the stronger duelist. But that's also a bit because, like, Carly's Fortune Ladies at this point in the game are not that consistent. They really need the field spell. They really need Lighty to get into rotation. And they need the opponent to not have like any way to stop Lighty and like the loop. Not to mention, it's before we got Fortune Lady Every, so there's no Synchro monsters really for the deck to use. That was just huge waste. Okay. Wendy takes a... Damn. High rate draw. Oh. Immediately hits the Skycore. God. That's the other thing, is that Lucciano just seems to get weirdly lucky. Like, a lot. Oh. To be fair, you might not be able to tribute the Mech Lord Emperor there. Fiery? Oof. Okay, and then you get Windy back, right? Yeah. I'm really... Okay. Then luckily, because of the core, you've easily got 5 in the grave. Lava hits the board. Okay. Out comes out another lava. Out comes out the third lava. No. Third lava in hand? Core's back. Okay. Luciano's back in the game. Why am I so excited for Luciano to be in the game? I don't want him to win. And another Dark Revival. Wise Army's gone as well, so... You really need that solidarity here, though. Right. I don't think that was the right move there. But I'll let it pass with the belief that, like, I'm going to retcon that in my head to Wendy attacked guard, and he had to stop it in order to protect, like, yeah, and then, there we go, I've got my retcon in my head. This for charity. You did have a third lava in your deck. It wasn't in your hand, so why didn't you summon it before? Also, to be honest, I kind of have to eat my words here. No field spell, no Lighty. She held up perfectly well with just Darky spam. I know I keep adding EY to the end of their names. Please don't judge me. All I can really say to defend myself is that, like, yeah, in the South they are specifically nicknamed Lighty, Darky, Windy, etc., etc. Ooh. Okay. What can Luciano do? That could be a limit reverse, which could help here. It was not... Well, to be fair, it might have been limit reverse. Just wouldn't have done anything. And that was Curse Present for Carly's face down. So yeah, okay, I am actually batting 100 for 100. I'm starting to get a bit weirded out by it. Next up is Dark Side of Misty versus Yeager, and I'm leaning Misty here. Don't get me wrong, it'd be really cool if Yeager got the win. I'd actually be really genuinely impressed. But I can't see it happening. Yeager should really be more of a gimmick deck, even in this format. Where is he? There he is. I will say, I kind of wish this game had like inbuilt tournament mode, so I didn't have to like use challenge and all that other stuff. I just think it'd be a lot more fun to just, yeah. But to be fair, I think more games need AI tournament modes, or CPU tournament modes, whatever. All right, I'm still leaning Misty. Let's see how we go. Oh dang! Oh dang! And it goes down to 2,000. Then it goes down to 0. Okay. You could have done that before the attack hit. 5,000 attack points, just a lord. Oh no, is Yeager about to actually take the win? That would be so cool. Okay, no, he's definitely not. Okay, good. Let's say good. It would have been so cool if he had. Oh, this is weird. This is such a weird duel. The big old tomato. Oh! Hidden Passage. That would have gone so hard if he'd gotten to that before Jester Queen. It was gone. It does also mean he has a natural counter to the Earthbounds. Speaking of the Earthbounds. And given that he only needs 1,000 attack points, ooh. I was expecting her to attack with the Mystic Tomato and destroy the face down. Give him the top 2 check with Seer, and then he can maybe grab out a copycat. Okay, then I think Lizard destroys everything on the field. Yeah, everything. So they're both top decking with so little life points left. Steal the Jester Queen for honestly no reason. God, this is a good duel. Why is this a good duel? Level 1. That could be anything in his deck. It could even be the Jester card that special summons itself and then bounces a monster. This is too tense. Okay, Hydra comes out. Yeah, no, it is actually just a comfort. I wonder what that face down is. I'm gonna look. Look, I was right that Misty was the winner, but I'm not happy that I was right that Misty is the winner. That is the first time I've ever been sat here like cheering for Yeager. Damn it. Alright, next up is Kiryu versus Bruno. I would like Kiryu to win. Well, sorry, Dark Side and Kiryu versus Bruno. I'd like for Kiryu to win, because I'm a little edgelord, why not? But if I'm being fully honest, I don't. Oh wait, no, he's in the player one slot. I was thinking, I just wrote that it's so weird that Kiryu was the character they gave the last like voice line slot to in 5Ds, because he is not a signer. He showed up for like 5 episodes, maybe 10 total if you include all of the season's appearances. Oh god, my brain. Sorry guys, give me a second. Brain's doing the thing it does. It's Bruno, right? Yeah, Bruno. That was weird. There we go, Bruno. If I'm being honest, I'm hoping that Kiryu wins. I'm thinking that Bruno probably does. Especially with the early, yeah. Okay. We see the Archfiend come out early. I will also note that this particular version of Kiryu actually doesn't have too many Infernity cards. Mostly because like there weren't actually that many Infernity cards in early 5Ds. Oh my god, he is decimating Bruno. I like perfectly called this entire tournament somehow. It's insane. Okay, so I've called every single winner so far. Next up we've got Bomber versus Lua. I'm pretty sure Bomber takes it, but I could be wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong at this point because this is getting suspicious. Just know that if I was to like record this after the fact, I'd at least make sure I get one wrong. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'd at least make sure I've gotten a couple wrong by this point. Like, I'd at least not be pulling attention to it. Come on. Hold on, is it Lua or Luka? I think it's Luka. No, it is Lua. Who did Luka lose to? Antinomy round 1. Right, I forgot that happened. Oh, in that case, since it's Lua, not Luka, Bomber. There's no way the AI is clever enough to actually go for Life Force Dragon. If it goes for Life Force Dragon, it instantly wins. Like, Bomber has no answer to Life Force Dragon. There is no way the AI goes for Life Force Dragon. It is not clever. He needs to get rid of that, Solidified Dragon. Yeah. That way, the volcanic counter in the graveyard is live. So when Lua swings big with his Mufftronics, he'll take the damage back himself. Okay. They're both kind of low on life points now. I actually think Lua is going to take this. Oh, okay. Not Powerful Dragon. And you're not equipping Gravity Blaster on the negative Power Tool Dragon. I can never... I know it in the game it's called Machine Dragon Power Tool. I do not know its English name. Because I know like Ancient Dragon Fairy became Ancient Pixie Dragon. Whereas I don't know what that version of Power Tool Dragon became. I just don't. Another lucky 6. And you hit Scopen and Radiant in there. Both Radiants. You do not have anything higher, though, do you? No trap. Yeah, that's game. No, what? No, what? No, Bomber. What? No. What are you... No. Bad Bomber. Bad. Dumb AI. Dumb AI. Oh. Well, there's another cell phone there, so I guess there's that. But what are you gonna do now, dude? Wait, that... Yeah, crap, that does equal up to 7. Why do you keep going for this one? And why didn't you use the... Bad. Bad AI. Both of you, bad AI. They're on equal amounts of life points now, but... I just... You should not have been rewarded for this. I'm so mad that he's been rewarded for all this. Okay, you can work with Dark Strike Fighter. Yeah, this is a workable field. Hit for the 800 hitting the Solidified Dragon there. Wait, what? Is Volcanic Counter not a fire? Yeah, you're... Oh, right. Solar Flare can't be hit while you control another... Lower one. But neither one of them deserved it. Now I have to sit here and think, do I need to get rid of the Manga Powerful Dragon from his deck to stop him from doing that stuff? Alright, this is going to be the last duel of round 3. It is Antinomy versus... Who is he versing? Tetsu. Oh, Tetsu. Forgot he got here. I'm also really not sure how I feel about them like pushing the meme of Tetsu being in love with Mikage, because like it was sort of a thing in the anime, but it was not pushed nearly as hard as they do it in the games. Stygian security. Okay, so that's going to be Stygian Street Patrol. Hey, I was right. That's impressive. I made the decks. Alright. Just waste 2 creature swaps while we're at it, I guess. Oh, I didn't get my... I reckon Antinomy's gonna... I mean, it's a bit late for me to say it now, but I was always gonna say that Antinomy probably wins this because of all of his creature swap shenanigans. Creature swap field control shenanigans. To be fair though, 2 Stygian Street Patrols is not a bad, well, yeah. He's not actually in a bad place here, because he can overpower that Stygian Street Patrol now. It's like, he could take this, but I just don't see it happening, because the TGs replace themselves so frequently. Is he going into... Yep. I didn't want to say anything and jinx it, because there was every chance the AI just didn't bother, but... Clinging on for dear life there. And putting yourself in a really tight spot if this doesn't work out, buddy. Then he gets the draw off of one Magician. And then he can just attack directly for game. I was actually a little bit hoping that Tetsu had something face down to kind of cancel it out there. Or his face downs. Battlemania and Scrum Force. Not a bad combo, actually. Actually, to be fair, I'm pretty sure... Yep, that brings round 3 to an end. So that brings this duel to an end, and Antinomy took the win. I was right on all of them but Lua, which is surprisingly suspicious after what I said earlier. I promise I did not know who was going to win here. Alright, so that brings us to the quarterfinals next time, where we're going to be watching Rally versus Fake Atlas, or Fake Jack. I'm hoping Fake Jack takes the win. Jack versus Carly, I'm hoping that Jack takes the win. Dark Sign of Misty versus Dark Sign of Kiryu. That is going to be interesting. And then Lua versus Antinomy, and I think Antinomy is going to take that win. I'm kind of hoping Antinomy takes the entire tournament at this point, but I'm also kind of rooting for Jack as my favorite 5Ds character. So yeah, alright. See you guys next time. Bye.